Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and productive day. And in the news this morning, Irwin High students rushed to hospital following stabbing incident. Two male students of Irwin High School were reportedly rushed to the hospital after a stabbing incident at the institution early Tuesday. Reports are that the two students got into a physical altercation at the end of the school day where they traded blows and slashes. Both students received injuries, but they are not considered serious at this time. This incident comes just a year after 15-year-old Irwin High School student Ranil Plummer was stabbed to death on Thursday, April 18, 2024, allegedly by a fellow schoolmate. 48-hour curfew extended in sections of the Kingston Eastern Police Division. A 48-hour curfew that was imposed in sections of the Kingston Eastern Police Division has been extended. The extension began at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, April 29, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Thursday, May 1. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. North along an imaginary line from the Mountain Ridge Mountain View Primary School to Cane River Falls. East along an imaginary line from Cane River Falls to the bridge at 10 miles Bull Bay. South along the coastal line from the bridge at 10 miles Bull Bay to Flag Circle. West along South Camp Road from Flag Circle to Vineyard Road onto an imaginary line to Mountain View Primary School. During the hours of the curfew, people within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Man shot in alleged confrontation with the cops in Boodles, St. Catherine. A man was shot during an alleged confrontation with the police in Boodles, St. Catherine on Tuesday morning. He was taken to hospital for treatment. It is reported that about 11:55 a.m., the police received information about a white Toyota Axia motor car. An intelligence-led operation was mounted by the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime, which saw a team go to Boodles, where the vehicle was spotted. According to the police, the driver brandished a handgun and pointed it in the direction of the cops. The police reportedly took evasive action and fired in the direction of the vehicle, injuring the driver. He was assisted to the Maypen Hospital, where he was admitted. The Independent Commission of Investigations has since launched a probe into the matter. Indicom probing police fatal shooting in Grand Spence, St. Andrew. The Independent Commission of Investigations is probing another fatal police shooting in Grand Spence, St. Andrew. 44-year-old Gerald Gallimore, otherwise called Birdie, was fatally shot during a reported confrontation on Monday night. About 11:30 p.m., police personnel were on an operation along Grand Spence Drive in the area when Gallimore allegedly challenged the cops and was shot. According to the police, a Glock pistol affixed with a magazine containing 4 rounds of ammunition was seized from him. Gallimore is the second fatal police shooting in the St. Andrew North Division in recent days. On Friday, Shaquille Dog Teeth Dawkins, the reputed leader of a criminal gang, was shot and killed at 100 Lane. His death sparked 2 days of protest by residents. Some 106 people have been killed in confrontations with the police since the start of the year. Today is deadline for SSL investors to submit compensation applications. Today is the final day for investors who have suffered losses due to the major fraud at the Stocks and Securities Limited to submit their applications for compensation. Investors are expected to be partially refunded from the SSL Compensation Fund, which is currently valued at $178 million. Applications must be submitted to Praise Trustee Limited at the Suite Number 3, 47E Old Hope Road, Kingston 5. A proof of claim form is available on the SSL Investor website. JFJ and the supporters don black in protest for police accountability. Jamaicans for Justice and its supporters colored a section of Halfway Tree St. Andrew in black on Tuesday afternoon, pressing for accountability within the police force. The protest was staged even as the organizers received a pushback from the police, its federation and government officials, with Government Senator Marlon Morgan on Monday calling for people to wear blue on Tuesday in support of the police. Painting a picture of powerful activism, the 3-hour-long gathering, which started at 1 p.m., saw over 100 protesters hoisting placards and calling for speedy trials, faster investigations, and an end to the increasing number of police fatal shootings. With fatal shootings by law enforcement at 108 since the start of the year, JFJ Executive Director Michael Jackson made it clear that Tuesday's protest was not anti-police but rather pro-accountability.
Justice for Nakia Jackson! Justice for Mario Dean! Call it with me, people! Justice! Not because we celebrate a reduction in murder, that means we should say no to accountability. Not because we celebrate a reduction in murder, that means we're going to be saying, why are we making the call for the body-worn cameras? So to those who are wearing blue, love our police, call for justice, not because we celebrate.
Defense attorney Bert Samuels, who also participated in the protest, said the authorities have come under greater scrutiny as a result of their own actions.
Internationally, the police have come under a microscope because George Floyd, there was a girl brave enough to film the George Floyd murder when they strangled him to death. So communities all over the world are taking a second look at law enforcement, who is paid by the public, but is taking down members of the public in cold blood. And sometimes I say, if they can do certain things in broad daylight, what are they doing under the cover of darkness?
The protest took place under the watchful eyes of the police, who made good on their promise to maintain a presence to ensure order. But the Jamaica Police Federation has hit back at the JFJ, citing the over 35% gains made in crime fighting as proof that the police has been achieving its mandate. One protester who heeded the counter-call questioned the JFJ's apparent silence when civilians are murdered by criminals. The protesters, as well as a handful of others, donned blue in support of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The JFJ protest comes amid the ongoing trial of 3 police officers in relation to the death of Mario Dean, who died on August 6, 2014, 3 days after he was beaten while in custody at the Barnett Street Police Lockup. He had been taken into custody for possession of a ganja spliff. The start of trials for several other men who were reportedly killed at the hands of police have also been delayed. Meanwhile, National Security Minister Dr. Harris Chang, in response to Tuesday's protest, accused the human rights group of ignoring the trauma being faced by families, particularly children, who have been orphaned by criminals.
Those of us who care for them understand the trauma they go through. It's impossible to do it by what we do as members of parliament. That literally involves almost full-time care. And it would have been, I surely appreciate it that some of those who are preparing to wear black today would have found something to find these individuals. The police know them, members of parliament from either side know them, and we need to find a way to support these really humble, young victims of crime, the orphans of crime. There are too many of them, and they are the prime recruits for further crime.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.